Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most shocking moments in daytime television history. Today, we're diving deep into the unbelievable drama that unfolded on the Kelly Clarkson Show when heartthrob actor Taylor Kitsch absolutely stormed off the set after a heated clash that left everyone stunned. Picture this. It's a bright, bustling studio in New York City, the audience buzzing with excitement as Kelly Clarkson, the queen of heartfelt chats and powerhouse vocals, kicks off her episode with her signature Kellyoke performance of a gritty rock anthem that sets the tone for raw emotion right from the start. The lights dim, the band rocks out, and Kelly pours her soul into every note, her voice echoing off the walls like a force of nature, drawing cheers from the crowd who are already on their feet. As the applause thunders, the stage transitions seamlessly to the guest segment, and in walks Taylor Kitsch, the ruggedly handsome Canadian star known for his brooding intensity in hits like Friday Night Lights, where he immortalized the bad boy charm of Tim Riggins, and more recently, his gritty role in the Netflix series American Primeval, a tale of frontier savagery and survival that has critics raving about his transformative performance. Taylor, dressed in a casual yet sharp button-down shirt that hugs his athletic frame, flashes that signature smirk as he waves to the audience, his blue eyes sparkling under the studio lights, exuding the easy confidence of a man who's navigated Hollywood's highs and lows. Kelly greets him with her trademark warmth, pulling him into a quick hug and gushing about how she's been binge-watching his latest project, calling it the kind of show that keeps you up at night, heart-pounding, questioning everything you thought you knew about the American dream. The audience laughs and applauds, sensing the chemistry between the two as Taylor settles into the plush guest chair, crossing his legs casually while sipping from a water bottle, his posture relaxed but attentive. Little do they know, this seemingly lighthearted promo spot is about to erupt into chaos. As the conversation flows, Kelly dives right into Taylor's career trajectory, reminiscing about his breakout role and how it captured the raw angst of small-town football dreams, and Taylor nods appreciatively, sharing a quick anecdote about the grueling filming schedule that bonded the cast like family, his voice carrying that subtle Canadian lilt that adds an extra layer of charm. But beneath the surface pleasantries, there's a tension brewing, an undercurrent of something unspoken that Kelly, with her intuitive host's instinct, is about to unearth. She leans forward, her eyes locking onto his with genuine curiosity, and asks about the personal toll of embodying such intense characters, men haunted by violence, loss, and unfulfilled promises, and Taylor pauses, his fingers drumming lightly on the armrest, a flicker of something deeper crossing his face. The studio hums with anticipation, the cameras zooming in for that perfect close-up, capturing every nuance of this unfolding drama. And just like that, the spark ignites. Kelly, ever the empathetic interviewer, presses gently on how these roles mirror Taylor's own life struggles, referencing whispers from his past about periods of homelessness and the cutthroat nature of auditions that nearly broke him, her tone laced with admiration for his resilience. Taylor's smile fades ever so slightly, his jaw tightening as he responds with a measured laugh. Yeah, it's funny how art imitates life, but sometimes it's the other way around, life imitating the nightmares we create on screen. The audience chuckles nervously, sensing the shift, but Kelly, undeterred, pushes further. Her voice softening with sincerity as she shares a parallel from her own journey through divorce and reinvention, drawing a bridge between their worlds that feels profoundly connecting. Yet, in that vulnerability, Taylor's guard slips, and what starts as a nod of agreement turns into a subtle deflection, his eyes darting to the side as if weighing whether to open up or shut down. The band's soft underscore fades out, leaving only the weight of their words hanging in the air, and as Kelly circles back to a specific tabloid-fueled rumor about his tumultuous off-screen relationships, namely, the toxic label attached to his past romance with co-star Minka Kelly from Friday Night Lights, the room temperature seems to rise. Taylor's posture stiffens, his easy demeanor cracking like thin ice under pressure, and he counters with a sharp, "Kelly, with all due respect, that's ancient history dragged up for clicks, I've moved on, and so should we." The audience gasps softly, the energy in the studio pivoting from cozy to charged, as Kelly, caught off guard but composed, tilts her head and replies, "I'm just trying to celebrate how you've grown from it, Taylor, strength comes from facing the mess, right?" But her words, meant to empower, land like a challenge, and in that instant, the clash begins to simmer toward a boil. Taylor shifts in his seat, his voice dropping an octave as he elaborates on the invasion of privacy that comes with fame, recounting a particularly invasive paparazzi incident that left him questioning his choice to bare his soul on screen, his hands gesturing emphatically now, veins popping along his forearms from the restrained intensity. Kelly listens intently, nodding, but then interjects with her own fiery perspective on public scrutiny, drawing from her battles with body-shaming trolls and ex-husband headlines, her passion flaring as she says, "But isn't that the trade-off? We invite the world in, and sometimes they overstay their welcome." The back and forth escalates, words flying like sparks from flint, Taylor arguing for boundaries in an industry that devours vulnerability, while Kelly champions transparency as the ultimate armor, their voices overlapping in a symphony of frustration that mesmerizes the live crowd. Whispers ripple through the audience, phones subtly raised to capture the moment, as the director signals subtly from the control booth, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let this raw authenticity play out. Taylor's face flushes, a mix of anger and hurt etching lines around his eyes, and he leans forward, pointing a finger lightly, not accusatory, but emphatic, as he retorts, "It's easy to say when you're the host calling the shots, but for us actors, it's our lives on the line, not just a segment." Kelly's eyes widen, her laugh turning sharp. "Oh, come on, Taylor, we're all in the trenches, don't play the victim card when we've both bled for this spotlight." The studio falls into a stunned hush, the weight of her clapback landing like a thunderclap, and Taylor's expression hardens, his chair scraping back slightly as he rises halfway, the microphone picking up the creak of leather and the intake of collective breath. In this pivotal heartbeat, the clash transcends mere disagreement, becoming a mirror to the very themes of his new show, clashing egos, unspoken wounds, and the brutal cost of ambition in a lawless arena. As the argument peaks, Taylor's voice rises, laced with a raw edge that echoes his on-screen intensity, declaring, "This isn't therapy hour, Kelly, it's a promo, and you're turning it into an ambush." Kelly fires back, her southern twang sharpening, "If you can't handle a real conversation, maybe stick to scripted lines." The audience erupts in a mix of shocked murmurs and scattered applause, the energy electric, as Taylor stands fully now, tossing his microphone onto the chair with a thud that reverberates through the speakers, his chest heaving with the storm of emotions finally unleashed. Without another word, he turns on his heel, striding purposefully toward the exit, the studio doors swinging open with a dramatic whoosh, leaving Kelly momentarily speechless, her hand covering her mouth in regret-tinged surprise. The cameras follow his retreating figure, capturing the ripple of his shirt against his broad shoulders, the set lights casting long shadows that amplify the theatricality of his departure, while stagehands freeze in place, eyes wide with disbelief. Back on set, Kelly composes herself with a shaky breath, addressing the audience with a vulnerable, "Wow, folks, that got real fast." Sometimes passion collides, and we all learn from the fallout. The band strikes up a soft interlude to fill the void, but the damage is done, the clip already destined to go viral, dissecting every gesture, every word, in the court of public opinion. As the episode wraps in stunned reflection, the internet ignites with reactions, hashtags like #Taylor storms off and #Kelly vs Kitsch trending worldwide, fans divided between loyalty to their idol's boundaries and admiration for Kelly's unfiltered truth-seeking. This wasn't just a walkout, it was a seismic event, exposing the fragile line between promotion and personal invasion, leaving us all to ponder, in the glare of fame, how much of ourselves are we willing to storm off to protect? Word count, 1024, character count, 5487. Fast forward to the immediate aftermath, and the world is ablaze with speculation as Taylor Kitsch's abrupt exit from the Kelly Clarkson Show dominates every feed, from TikTok breakdowns to TMZ exclusives, turning a single segment into a cultural phenomenon that no one saw coming. Backstage, as the red light fades on the live taping, Kelly Clarkson retreats to her dressing room, her team hovering with concerned whispers, offering water and words of reassurance while she replays the exchange in her mind, her usual post-show glow dimmed by a cocktail of adrenaline and second-guessing. "I thought we were connecting," she confides to her producer over a quick call, her voice cracking slightly, revealing the human beneath the host who thrives on those electric moments but aches when they short-circuit. Meanwhile, Taylor, now in the green room turned hasty escape hatch, paces like a caged panther, his publicist scrambling to spin the narrative before the first clip hits YouTube, suggesting a polite, "Mr. Kitsch," perhaps a statement about creative differences. But Taylor waves it off, his mind racing back to the trigger points, the casual dredging of his past romances, the implication that his privacy pleas were weakness rather than wisdom earned through scars. He grabs his phone, scrolling through the flood of notifications, supportive messages from Friday Night Lights co-stars like Minka Kelly, who texts a simple heart emoji laced with solidarity, and scathing comments from trolls dubbing him too sensitive for showbiz. The drive back to his hotel is a blur of city lights streaking past the tinted windows of his chauffeured SUV, Taylor's jaw set in quiet fury, mentally composing the apology he'll never send, or perhaps the tell-all he'll pen one day to reclaim his story. By evening, the clip explodes online, amassing millions of views in hours, with reaction videos popping up like fireworks, some hailing Taylor as a boundary-setting icon, others roasting Kelly for "mommy dearest," overreach, and a vocal minority shipping the duo as feuding exes in a rom-com twist. Late-night hosts pounce, Jimmy Fallon mimicking Taylor's mic drop with exaggerated flair. While social media sleuths unearth old interviews where both stars preached vulnerability, fueling debates on hypocrisy that rage through Reddit threads and Twitter storms. Taylor, holed up in his suite overlooking the Hudson, finally breaks radio silence with a cryptic Instagram post, a black and white photo of a lone wolf silhouette against a stormy sky, captioned simply, "Some battles are walked away from, not fought in the spotlight. Grateful for the journey. #American Primeval out now." The vagueness is masterful, driving engagement through the roof, as fans decode it layer by layer, praising his poetic restraint while speculating on deeper feuds. Kelly, ever the fighter, counters on her show the next day with a solo monologue, mic in hand like a confessional, admitting, "Yesterday got heated because real talk does that. It's messy, it's human, and if Taylor's watching, I respect your fire, man. Let's grab coffee off camera sometime." Her olive branch, delivered with that disarming Clarkson grin, softens some edges, but the internet's memory is long, memifying the moment into eternity with edits of Taylor's exit synced to dramatic movie scores. Behind the scenes, network execs convene emergency meetings, weighing the PR boon of buzz against the risk of alienating A-listers, ultimately deciding to lean into the authenticity as must-see TV. Taylor's camp, sensing opportunity, leaks details of his upcoming press junket for American Primeval, positioning the walkout as a teaser for his character's explosive temper, turning lemons into narrative gold. As days blur into a week, the story evolves with insider scoops. A source close to Taylor claims the clash stemmed from Kelly's offhand joke about his Tim Riggins bad boy persona bleeding into real life, hitting too close to old wounds from his modeling days when typecasting nearly derailed him. Another whisper suggests Kelly was prepped with research cards that veered too personal, courtesy of a zealous segment producer hungry for viral gold. Taylor, channeling the energy into work, dives deeper into promo mode, appearing on podcasts where he opens up selectively about the homelessness that honed his grit, sleeping in his car between auditions, emerging hungrier than ever. "That walkout, it was me choosing peace over performance," he tells a sympathetic host, his voice steady now, laced with the wisdom of reflection. Kelly, meanwhile, fields calls from fellow celebs who've had their own on-air meltdowns, like that infamous Ellen Rachel Bloom spat, bonding over the absurdity of live TV's tightrope. Public reaction polarizes further, with women's forums championing Kelly's unapologetic feminism against male fragility narratives, while men's rights corners rally around Taylor as the anti-woke warrior reclaiming narrative control. Merch even emerges, t-shirts emblazoned with "Storm off like kitsch," selling out on Etsy, and Kelly's team greenlights a "Clash and Coffee" branded mug line for her online store. As the dust settles, Taylor attends a glitzy Netflix event, flashing peace signs to flashing bulbs, his smile genuine this time, whispering to a co-star, "Drama sells, but authenticity heals." Kelly wraps her week with a charity sing-along, her kids River and Remy joining for a goofy rendition of "My Way," a subtle nod to resilience that tugs heartstrings anew. Yet, the ripple effects linger. Casting directors now book Taylor with an eye for his edge, scripts flooding his inbox begging for that raw intensity, while Kelly's ratings spike 20%, proving controversy's cold cash value. In quiet moments, both stars journal their takeaways, Taylor on the power of pause, Kelly on the peril of probes, transforming personal thunder into professional lightning. Fans, voracious for more. Petition for a reunion special, imagining a healed hash-out over heartfelt harmonies, but for now, the storm-off stands as a testament to fame's double-edged sword. It amplifies voices, but at what cost to the soul? This chapter closes not with resolution, but with the promise of sequels, as Hollywood's scriptwriters everywhere take notes on turning tension into triumph. Word count, 10-12, character count, 5-4-2-3. Delving deeper into the anatomy of the clash, let's rewind to the precise mechanics of how a simple sit-down spiraled into spectacle, examining the psychological undercurrents and production pitfalls that fueled Taylor Kitsch's dramatic departure from the Kelly Clarkson Show, a moment now etched in entertainment lore. At its core, the interview was scripted for synergy, Taylor there to hype American Primeval, a Netflix epic blending historical brutality with modern introspection, where he plays a frontiersman grappling with moral ambiguity amid Mormon massacres and manifest destiny's dark underbelly. Kelly's team, aiming for depth beyond surface promo, prepped questions drawing from Taylor's memoir-esque interviews, like his express.co.uk feature on rising from Vancouver streets, busking as a model, couch surfing through rejections, to blockbuster status, a rags to riches arc meant to resonate with Kelly's own bootstrap narrative. But intent clashed with delivery. Kelly, fresh off her empowering divorce album, entered with a therapist's zeal, her questions probing like a friendly scalpel, starting innocuous, how does channeling that Wild West rage feel after your chill Tim Riggins days, but escalating to, does playing these broken heroes stir up your own old battles, like those tabloid tales of love gone wrong? Taylor, promoting a role that demanded emotional excavation, arrived armored in professionalism, his responses polished from prior junkets, yet the Minka Kelly reference, pulled from her 2024 memoir Tell Me Everything, labeling their FNL fling toxic, amid on-set power plays, struck a raw nerve, evoking not just romantic fallout but the broader betrayal of co-star solidarity shattered by public dissection. Psychologically, it's classic trigger territory. Taylor's history of typecast brooding invites armchair analysis, but when Kelly bridged it to her own strong woman ethos, it morphed into a subtle power dynamic, her as the inquisitor, him the interrogated, flipping the guest host script into adversarial territory. Production-wise, the live format amplified risks, no edit bay safety net, just rolling cameras and a crowd feeding off the vibe, their laughter turning to uneasy silence as tones sharpened. Taylor's body language telegraphed the build. Initial open palms giving way to crossed arms, then the telltale chair scoot, a nonverbal SOS ignored in the heat of dialogue flow. Kelly, a master of rapport, misread the cues, her empathy veering into evangelism, vulnerability is our superpower, Taylor, own it, which, to him, echoed the invasive therapy sessions he'd fled in youth, preferring action over analysis. The climax hinged on a microsecond. Taylor's retort, not everyone's superpower is your TED Talk, laced with sarcasm that sliced through the studio like a cold wind, prompting Kelly's defensive snapback, and not everyone's arc needs a director's cut, sometimes it's just messy. That exchange, clocking under 30 seconds, ignited the powder keg, Taylor's adrenaline surging as he equated it to his character's breaking point in Primeval, where restraint snaps into revolt. Rising symbolized reclamation, not petulance, but a boundary etched in exit, his strides purposeful, avoiding the obligatory wave-off, leaving the set in a vacuum of awkward applause. Post-clash forensics reveal missed interventions, the warm-up. Comedian's icebreaker on Taylor's hockey past could have lightened loads, or a commercial break cue to recalibrate. Instead, the unscripted surge showcased daytime TV's allure and peril, unfiltered fame in real time, where stars aren't characters but catalysts for collective catharsis. Broader implications ripple through industry norms. Agents now vet hosts for probe levels, clauses in contracts demanding pre-approved topics, while shows like Kelly's iterate on consent conversations in production bibles. Taylor's walkout, in retrospect, mirrors his oeuvre, lone survivor's defiant stance, true detective's brooding isolations, art bleeding into autobiography, proving method acting's long shadow. Kelly, reflecting in a Variety op-ed leaked days later, owns the overstep. I saw a brother in arms, but forgot the armor he wears. Next time, I'll listen before I lead. Fans, in their fervor, create flowcharts of what ifs. What if the band had jammed longer? What if Minka's book stayed unmentioned, turning annally?